Hello YouTube. Welcome to the grand final of the Manscaped 10K. I am your host, Brian. This charity 2v2 tournament, featuring the biggest names in Rocket League, comes to a close today. And we will crown the official/unofficial greatest 2v2 team in the Rocket League YouTube world. This event has been raising donations for TCS, and we have now reached a total of $11,290. Thank you to everyone who has been donating. Manscaped will generously donate a further $10,000. They also offer a 20% discount on their products if you use the offer code BOY. Sandman and Lethamyr balled their way through the semi-finals to reach today's series, while Kronovi and Sunless had to fight harder to get through their match. If ever there was a series to fight for, it is this one today. Johnny is our caster. Let's see which of these teams can step up to a best-of-7 victory.
It's time for Game 1 of the Grand Final. The two most dominant teams in the league play portion of this tournament have made it here. But will it be the same outcome as when they matched up in the league? Lethamyr and John taking it 3-1 the first time these two teams met. Of course, they did go on to top the league with the best win percentage, despite the fact that these teams both had a couple, or just rather one loss each. That's Sunless with a cracking save. Kronovi left him out to dry in defense a little bit. Slow shot by Kro on the counter. Lethamyr collects it. Can't find John on the counter attack, who's made a run down line. Looks like Kro and Sunless early on are linking up pretty well with their passing plays. Dominus Kronovi, flip reset over the top of Sunless, or rather John Sandman. Sunless is one coming in for the follow-up. And John finds Leth on the exit. Great demo by Sunless. And already a very organized game. Another flip reset for Kro. He's actually just landed underneath the ball, and Sunless puts it in for the opening goal. Look at the setup by Kronovi. Just getting his car lengthwise, vertically, under the ball, pops it over the goalie, leaves the open net for Sunless, but well played by Sunless. He must have been pretty nervous trying to shoot that one on target. And then John, looking dominant all the way through this tournament, but this is no doubt going to be their biggest test yet. Sunless has really leveled up his play since this event began. Kronovi, not the best flick forward. Lethamyr's going to test Sunless from distance. He looks like he's a bit out of boost, but he gets a nice touch to the side. But now that's about 0 boost between them for Sunless and Kronovi. John Sandman trying to put the ball into the middle. Goes back out towards Lethamyr. Sunless putting in a good shift here. Both ends of the field, making himself useful. That is just a dribble by Leth. Straight past him though. And he flicks it over Kro. 1-1. And just like that, Sunless takes himself out of the game. He was having a really, really good game one up until that point. I'm sure he had a lot of faith in Kronovi to be able to solo defend behind him, but Lethamyr is such a difficult player to tackle. Lethamyr running into Sunless here and not getting past him. John Sandman trying to knock it into the middle. He's a little bit out of position. He needs to get back into the middle of the field. Lethamyr just doing it all himself at the moment. Kronovi struggling for boost. Every time you switch over to his perspective, he is pretty low, if not on 0 entirely. They're all still tied up here. Sunless with 100 in the back corner. Lethamyr going to try and pinch it, but it does come off Sunless and go to safety. John Sandman trying to pre-jump into the center, but Kronovi and Sunless working this one wide. Oh dear, that's a bad touch by Sunless. Lethamyr with a punish, 2-1. And the boost issues eventually cause one too many problems for Sunless and Kro. Sunless misread the ceiling bounce, tried to get a clear, and he ended up hitting it right into Lethamyr's path, who's been dominating ever since that first goal. He's hardly let Kronovi and Sunless get the ball out of their half. They are suddenly looking like the team who are in control here. Knock on from John Sandman. Lethamyr has to go back, and it's drawn again, just wasting some time. Demo by Sunless onto Lethamyr though, and Kronovi runs it in. And they've equalized again. Look at that from Sunless. He made himself really useful here after noticing that Kronovi had control. Just runs on ahead, catches Leth on the landing, and takes him out of the frame. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the opening game. Still, both teams impossible to separate. It's in the orange half. But they look pretty comfortable here. Lots of boost between them, and Lethamyr's actually fake jumped. Kronovi was up but also missed it, and now Lethamyr double touch for 3-2. That's a little bit of a strange one. I don't know if Lethamyr misread that, but he's ended up faking Kronovi either way. And Sunless getting bumped off the goal line by John Sandman, who's unable to help out. 3-2. Leth and John back in the lead. It's Kronovi versus Sunless on the kickoff, or versus Leth rather. All these THs getting me confused. John Sandman sitting deep, brings it down, doesn't want to give it straight back to Kro, who is waiting at the midfield. It's a nice boost grab by John as well. Trying to keep that starvation strategy going. Leth pops it over Sunless. He's going to try and put pressure on Lethamyr on the counter attack. Lethamyr's pace is really causing Kro and Sunless problems right now. They're not able to shut him down. Ever since that first goal, great bump by John. He's left another opportunity for Sunless. Or for Lethamyr. I keep getting Sunless and Lethamyr mixed up. I don't know what is wrong with me right now. But either way, it is still Lethamyr and John Sandman are in the lead by a single goal, despite a great start to the game. Kro and Sunless have been stuck in their own half, and they can't seem to get the ball clear with pressure or possession. They need to try and either hold on to it or put it in a more difficult location for Leth and John to deal with. They are just handling everything so easily right now. It's a great save by Kro. Lethamyr misses the back wall read, but it's John Sandman who puts it in, and that'll be 4-2. A decent shot there from Leth. Kronovi did well to save it, but the first on the scene was John Sandman. He gets his first goal, make it a 2-goal game. So far, it looks like this one may be going the same way as when these two teams met earlier on in the group stage. Unless Kronovi could do something here. Yes, he can! They didn't take long to get 1 goal back. They still need another. That's a great touch from Kro, putting his body completely behind the ball just to make sure that he wins the 50-50. And he was quick to recover afterwards, already thinking about the recovery before he even took off. 20 seconds left. Kro and Sunless on the hunt for the equalizer. Not a bad kickoff for them. Kronovi actually sends the ball more backwards than into the box. Now it's into the final 10. Sunless has a chance, but John does well, gets in his way. Now it's out to Kronovi, straight towards Leth, who's put it wide. Some opportunities falling to Kro and Leth. It's Kro and Sunless. Sorry, but they're not able to take them. And Lethamyr and John Sandman do take the first game in the series.
The Testicular Cancer Society is a non-profit organization who raise awareness for the most common form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
And into game 2 we go. Sunless and Kro opting for a back left kickoff, but Kronovi kills the ball in the middle, and that's going to give a really easy shot to Leth. Great save by Kro. Sunless is there for the cleanup, but they've got to be careful on those kickoffs. If one of them is going to a back corner boost, the other better not be trying to kill the ball in the middle. Lethamyr and John Sandman have been loving that strat. Straight down the middle though. On the counter is Kro to open the scoring just like they did in game 1. That's a little bit careless from Leth. He's decided to take a 50-50 with Sunless there, when John is not yet rotated all the way back. And they have been punished for it. Sunless, high pop. John with a pre-jump save. Kro scares Leth away from the interception. Look at the dribbles by Leth. He's 1v1 with Sunless. John is actually going to run ahead and make it a 2v1, and that will be too much for Sunless to handle. Kronovi left him completely alone, and John was not going to give Sunless any chance to recover. A little wink in the chat there from John. He's having a great time. Not sure if he expected to be the favourite to win the entire tournament here, but that is what they are. Himself and Lethamyr have proved to be a really deadly combo. Pass in field to Sunless, and look at the passing plays by Kro towards Sunless. That is an absolutely perfect pass, and Lethamyr is not back anywhere near quick enough. John Sandman floundering. They've had some quick responses after conceding. If they can keep that up, they may have a good chance here. Kronovi with a really good read. John is back and he's done well. That's a great touch. He's in fact killed enough time for Leth to kill Kro. 4 minutes left. We've already seen 3 goals. Kronovi picks up the back corner boost. John doesn't want to go off the wall from this angle, and Kro's just going to take it past him. John actually might have helped Kro out here. It's Lethamyr on the back wall. Wasn't quite sure what to do. Not sure whether he should commit or not, and John Sandman may have in fact pull shotted Kro into the ball for a somewhat of an own goal. Either way, Kronovi's done well there. Keeps the ball away from both of his opponents. Sets up a really difficult to save opportunity for himself. Sunless looking for another shot in the middle. He's been quite the predator every time the ball comes across the box. John passing it off to Leth. That's well played. Lethamyr will get a chance out of this, and just like that, they're back within 1. Although Lethamyr has done most of the work here, you have to also give some credit to John Sandman, who's passed the ball in defense quite brilliantly to bring Lethamyr into the play, and that's such a big part of these 2v2s. It's making the most of your pro player. Leth and Kro have certainly been the outstanding pros out of all of them. Leth in the back corner, taking the ball high up the wall. They're just going to shoot this one on target. Kronovi's there for the save. Sunless also up for it though. John, as always, making things difficult when Sunless and Kro are trying to hit on the counter. He's always there to interfere, trying not to dive in unnecessarily and take himself out of the game. It's like I talked about before, it's about making the most of your pro player. And besides passing the ball to them, another thing you can do to really help them out is try and not dive in and take yourself out of the game. Because if you're just there slowing down the opposition like John's been doing for a lot of this series, that's going to make it really difficult for them coming forward. And look at this, John Sandman with the solo plays onto Kronovi, no less. Kronovi at 38 boost, backed up into a corner, gets beaten to the ball, and he was not able to recover either. He got a touch on it, but it wasn't enough. That's fantastic play by John. He's really stepping up here. Sunless might have to elevate his own game. Here he comes, straight down the middle, and straight into John Sandman. He's having a cracking game. Kronovi off the crossbar. He's jumped up a second time. Now they're thinking about a little bit of a freestyle passing play, but Lethamyr comes away with a pretty easy interception. John and Leth looking to make it 2-0 in the best of 7. And they've got Kronovi isolated at the back. John's eliminated Sunless from the equation. This time Kronovi does well. Tripped up by Leth, however. Now Sunless getting dunked on by John, who also can't knock the ball into the middle of the box. Kronovi into the air. Looks like a pretty heavy first touch. He has to opt for the dunk instead of a lighter follow-up. Sunless, not much power on his shot, but they're still lurking for more. Kronovi a bit high on the takeoff. Has to wave goodbye to another opportunity. They're definitely getting chances here. They're not making the most of them as John and Leth collide. Looks like John and Leth are quite content to sit back and wait for clear opportunities to run forward for the ball. Trying to mix things up a little bit. There's none of the pressure, the sort of siege that we saw in game 1. Now it's all about the bait and switch. Try and get Kronovi and Sunless out of position, and then hit them when they're not ready. Just over a minute left here. Kronovi shuts down John Sandman, who's looking for a clear, but that's Lethamyr straight down the middle. Good save by Kro. Still has to recover a bit more in order to get back. Lethamyr with a mind game. Kronovi ignores it, just goes straight into the ball. That's starting to look a lot more like game 1 though, with Kro and Leth, or Kro and Sunless rather, stuck in their box. Leth and John coming at them with everything they've got. 40 seconds left. Will Kro and Sunless be able to break free here? That's a good start. Only a couple of boosts for Kronovi. Sunless not sure whether to help out or wait back in the middle. John Sandman just ball chasing here, trying to make himself a threat. Kro and Sunless have to deal with. Lethamyr first to the aerial battle, and now John Sandman beats Sunless to the ball. It's 10 seconds left and pressure on Sunless. John gets it middle with a dunk. Sunless is there. He's done really well here, gets it past both opponents. John's recovered. He's continuing to keep him relevant. Into overtime we go. Really important game here for Sunless and Kro. They don't want to go down 2-0. John and Leth have already got a bit of a cushion with their 1-game win. Sunless has missed the back wall read. That's going to be 2-0 in the series. Lethamyr puts in the rebound. And the pressure after the kickoff put Kronovi in an awful spot. He didn't know whether to ball chase or sit back on this. And Lethamyr puts it into the open net. 2-0. Him and John are on the track to victory.
Teo Mirza says, what a great idea and tournament. Go Kro and Sunless. And Matthew Valander said, good games for a good cause, check your balls brothers.
What a performance so far from Lethamyr and John Sandman. They've controlled this one well. Now they've got Kronovi and Sunless completely backed up into a corner. It's not their last life yet, but it will be if they can't get a win in Game 3. Kronovi shut down by Leth, and not a moment too late. So that was open behind Lethamyr. There is Leth again with a key interception, but Kronovi's going to collect the ball in the back corner and the 100 boost to go with it. John Sandman dives in, and that's left Lethamyr alone at the back a little bit, but so casual as usual. And his manner of dismantling the opposition and their possession. Double commit from John and Leth. That could be a chance for Sunless. Doesn't have the confidence to go at it quickly. Lethamyr wastes a bit of time with the pop into the wall. As usual, one step ahead as he moves into position on the back wall to take control of the follow-up play. John is at the back with low boost. He's missed his touch. Kronovi with the open net. That's going to be 1-0. And for the 3rd game in a row, they open the scoring. Or will it be a change-up from the final outcome? Huge miss there by John Sandman, who's had a solid series overall. You would have expected him to hit that, but he was under pressure. Lethamyr wasn't going to be back for a while. He knew he needed to not just hit that ball, but get it to safety. It did turn out to be an overthought play. Kronovi and Sunless looking for a 2v1 on Leth, who comes out on top against him. John panicking. He's just giving the ball straight to Sunless, who sends it back towards Lethamyr with a bit of pressure. Lethamyr handles it somewhat poorly, in fact. Is John Sandman to the rescue. Kronovi's first touch looked like it might be setting himself up for success. But as of now, a 1-goal lead is all they're going to get. Lethamyr looking for a shot from a tight angle, not wanting to center the ball there. And you might be looking at it and think, why is Lethamyr playing so greedy? Why isn't he centering the ball towards his teammate John, who was waiting there? But Leth knows if he centers that ball, there's a good chance that the goalie's going to get there first. Well, there's no chance the goalie's going to get to this one first, though. 2-0. Kronovi with a redirect on Sunless pass, and he's kept it nice and high here. Lethamyr was the last man back, but he had no chance of saving this. And it's the best start yet for Kro and Leth. Can they keep it up? Decision making needs to be on point here for them, just like we saw earlier from Lethamyr. Not giving the ball straight to a goalie and accepting a counter attack. Oh, that's a bit of a mess though. John wants to get involved, and he's just ended up giving the ball away, and I think Kronovi's got this one. 3-0, and this is easily the weirdest play we've seen yet. I don't know if that's John actually leaving the party as a sign of his frustration with that player, of the party was just destroyed. Either way, Lethamyr and John Sandman not linking up on that play. Kronovi and Sunless get a freebie. Now, we'll have to wait and see how Leth and John respond. Not been down by this much at all in this series. Brilliant mind game by Kro. He's looking for another one, and he in fact just dribbles Lethamyr. 4-0. And as John took himself, or rather Leth took himself out of the game for a moment, that left John in a panic, and he tried to get a Huge dunk on Kro, ended up getting faked. Kro getting another nice finish as well. John straight down the middle, saved by Sunless. Boost seal coming in for John. Sunless getting a late pop on the ball, but it's in an awkward spot. Kronovi doesn't have much boost, but Sunless gets a save while motionless. Lethamyr rebound into the bar, and they're denied their first goal in game 3. Looks like this one might be Sunless and Kro for the win as Sunless tries a flip reset. I think that would have been his second ever competitive flip reset goal had it gone in. Would have been exciting to see. He's feeling confident now that they've got such a big score lead. No dodge for Kro in the challenge to keep his recovery intact. Nice save though by the boys in blue to keep the scoreline at 4 goals. That's not a bad shot by Leth. He's going to test Kro, but that's all he's going to do. John Sandman's waiting way across the box. Leth not on the same page with the centre ball to the near post. Inside the final 90 seconds. Still no goals for Leth and John in a series which they've looked pretty comfortable in up until now. Double demos coming in. Sunless taking everybody out of the game. Looking for another one as well. And although it hasn't worked, Kronovi's quick on the recovery. And that's going to be very difficult for John and Leth to come back from here. They're going to need some kickoff shenanigans, I think. After a goal, of course. Another solid clear from Sunless. Meeting the ball as it bounces in the back wall. No double commits from Kro. Just inside 50 seconds. John and Leth still incapable of scoring. That is a big change. This is a completely different game to the ones we've seen up until this point. John Sandman there just taking a little bit of contact as he was looking to pick up boost in the midfield. Then a Kro long range double touch. It's come off the joint and downwards. No goal for him. And that should be game 3 in the bag with only 20 seconds left. How are John and Leth going to bring this one back? I just don't see that one happening. But well played to Kronovi and Sunless. They've done a much better job this game, keeping their aggression calculated and also taking their chances when they got them. And that's going to give them a huge confidence boost as we go further into the series. 5-0 now. They're still behind overall, but this is such a crushing defeat, such a one-sided game that maybe they've got inside John and Leth's minds a little bit. There's the confirmation of the final score as Sunless and Kro get 1 win on the board.
Thanks to Manscaped, again, for driving us towards a goal of 10k donated. And thanks to the community for surpassing that.
Big step up in game 3 from Sunless. Kronovi looking like the real threat in the lobby all of a sudden. Is that about to change? John running on ahead of him, but that's well dealt with by Kronovi. He's under pressure from 2 players there. He stood up to the task. He stuck with the dominance all the way through this. Chance to bump Leth. He decides to play the ball instead. Here is Lethamyr on the back wall. No delayed dodge, actually just a second jump to take the ball clear. John Sandman weighing up his options. He decides to shoot this one, and there haven't been too many risky center balls from Lethamyr and John. I do like that. They're not leaving themselves open to many counter-attacks at all. Lethamyr is in fact going to be the one to apply the counter-attack. And that's a brilliant shot to make it happen. Huge dunk on Kro. And Sunless just a little bit too slow to the ball. But you can't really blame him. Lethamyr didn't waste any time at all going for that. This is actually the first game this series where they have opened the scoring. A series which they're already ahead in. Kronovi, a little bit out of boost at the moment. He will get the back corner. And he's just like swapped with Sunless. Now it's his turn to be out of boost. John Sandman actually playing the ball in the recovery. That might be risky. It's just giving Sunless the momentum he needed. There's no other way for Sunless to really get that ball into a dangerous position. John decided to play the ball while challenging from behind. He could have just gone for a demo perhaps. Leth and him have escaped, and that's almost a Cheeky goal for Leth. Drawn to slow playing here. Really well played by him. Sure, if he did dive in, there was a chance Sunless could have knocked it past him. Created an opportunity for an equalizer. That just wasn't on the cards. John is faking a lot of challenges here, and it's keeping Sunless and Kronovi guessing. Look at that, another possession for John after Kronovi's forced to pass the ball towards him. And these little things are taking away a lot of the time that Kronovi and Sunless need in order to get a comeback. Oh my goodness, that touch from Leth has worked out pretty well for them. Just over 2 minutes into game number 4. 2 lives remaining for Crow and Sunless, but they might be down to 1 if they keep up plays like this. It's wide open for Leth, but oh dear, it's bounced up and Sunless knocks it clear. John coming in for a shot, he puts it off the post, and that's a huge let off for Sunless and Kronovi, who not only double committed but came into full-on contact with one another. In fact, now they're almost equalizing. Lethamyr gets it clear and past Sunless. Kronovi had no boost. Looking for pads. And that was a huge scare for Kronovi and Sunless in defense. They need to be careful with their positioning and their communication. Sunless, just 14 boost. Kronovi and himself trying to keep the ball in the blue end. It's actually John Sandman who's worked this one clear after the ball was past Lethamyr, so really well played by him. Sunless testing Leth, who passes the test. So Kronovi coming in for another follow-up. Fakes a jump. Sunless is up. He was up pretty quick that time. Lethamyr and John Sandman are hanging on. Here comes Kronovi again. High rebound attempt, and he puts it in. And that's one way to tie the game. He sensed some weakness on the backboard, weakness that has been present for quite a while now, and even though John's pre-jumped here, he wasn't even close. Kronovi gone way over his head. John expecting the air dribble on target. And now, it's Kronovi and Sunless, who are oh so close to bringing this one back. They're still making the same mistake on kickoff though. They're really giving themselves a lot of work to do. Dead ball kickoff does not really go well with a back left corner boost grab. Sunless has been quick into goal after getting that boost in the corner. Kronovi going for a dunk with none of the boost himself. Sunless follow up off the bar. That was a big opportunity. Now here comes Lethamyr straight down the middle. Great touch by him, but oh no, John Sandman saved it. I think that was just going straight in, and now Sunless on the recovery. He misses the open net. Oh dear, it's all gone wrong for both teams in game 4. John Sandman puts Lethamyr's shot over the bar, his own teammate, and then Sunless can't convert on the open net. He's feeling a bit angry about that. He's chasing down Lethamyr miles across the pitch while Kronovi's defended. This has gone completely mad. Here comes Sunless to redeem himself. He's missed again, but it's chaos at the back for the boys in blue. Can they score? No! John Sandman misses the ball. What is going on? Is Kronovi on goaling? I don't know. 27 seconds left. Still all tied up. Apparently nobody wants to win game 4. They just want this to be over. Leth and John have had a couple of great opportunities there, and neither of them have gone in. John Sandman's going to be scratching his head about that. Lethamyr puts it into the middle. Kronovi's there. Knocks it away. He's got plenty of boost for the follow-up save. John's going to put that shot off target. Lethamyr does not commit in. Sunless puts it clear for overtime. What an absolute mess for the end of regulation time in game 4. John Sandman and Lethamyr looking for the game that would put them 2 ahead in the series again. Hang on a second. Kronovi centered it in towards John. Trips up John on the exit, who's now a little bit out of the game. Sunless gets it into the middle with a couple of touches. That's awkward. Kronovi knocks it high. Lethamyr's cleared him, but here comes Sunless. Actually beaten to the ball by John Sandman, who's done a great job defending the back wall above his head. 30 seconds left. John actually can't make contact. It's open for Sunless, who's missed it. Kronovi makes sure that it will make the back of the net. And after absolute chaos, complete pandemonium, game 4 comes to an end, and we're all tied up. The best of 7 is in 4-4, or rather 2-2 score. And just 3 games at the most left. We're going into it as equals.
An anonymous donor said, "Thank you Johnny for all your great content. This event is not only exciting for viewers, but also raises money for a good cause. Let's join together to protect those nuts."
Now, they've not had much of a breather after that last game. Let's see who's going to be able to calm down first. Well, apparently not John, who's just clashed into the back of Lethamyr again. I mean, this is getting into the business end of a series and the business end of a tournament at the same time. They want to be the best Rocket League YouTuber 2v2 team. And this is where it gets scary. This is where it might start to become a matter of who can misplay less rather than who can outplay more. This game's slowed down for the time being. John Sandman is flying in right now. He wants blood. He's trying to eliminate anyone and everyone at any moment. Kronovi just wants the ball clear. He's sick of looking at it in the orange half. Doesn't want any more of that. Lethamyr just wants the ball all to himself. He's trying to keep control of it. John Sandman with a poor aerial. Sunless going to shoot on target, and that's going to be the opening goal. What shot by Sunless, and what a comeback by Sunless and Kro. The aerial efficiency of Sunless, kind of subtle air roll as well, just to make sure that he could put that one on target. And they might have turned this one around, but for how long? They will be punished for the kickoff mistake that I've been talking about since this series started. Dead ball kickoff does not combine well with the back boost grab, and this is one of the reasons why Lethamyr equalizes before you know it. And we're all tied up once again, completely even in the series. Dunk kickoff by John Sandman. Kro's going to save it. It was a slow one. Kro should be able to keep this one under control. Big block on a John Sandman's challenge. Sunless a little bit eager to dive in on that play. Needs to be careful not to take too many risks with his positioning. Kronovi 1v1 against Leth off the post. John Sandman is going to be interfering with Kronovi on the exit. Sunless trying to get it middle, doesn't get a bump on Leth. A lot of opportunities being squandered right now. Ball is not being struck as cleanly as it was earlier on in the series. Kro and Sunless doubling up on a lot of plays. Nice touch though by Kro, straight off the sidewall to himself. Now he's 1v1 with John Sandman, and that's a perfect flick. Bar down and in. Kronovi with the solo plays. Takes the ball past Leth. John couldn't get in range for the challenge. And how on earth are you supposed to save a flick that perfect? He didn't have a lot of boost on him, did Kronovi. He's still able to get the ball into the top shelf. And all that being said, it's still John Sandman and Lethamyr who have the better kickoff synergy. Whether it be a dead ball kickoff, a back corner kickoff, they are taking possession on the vast majority. Sunless and Kro giving themselves a lot of work to do to make up for that deficit. Great bump by Sunless. John Sandman has Kronovi to contend with. Kronovi faking a challenge. Now putting in a real one. Lethamyr faking a challenge of his own. Everybody's trying to play as tricky as possible at the moment. Keep their opponents guessing. Kronovi getting tripped up by Lethamyr. That allows John Sandman to come in. Kronovi quick to recover as always. I think he used to be very known for back in the day, and of course now he is alongside pretty much every pro player. Never going to be out of the game for too long. He is at the moment, unless Lethamyr can't convert. No, he can't. Looking for a bump though. Sunless is going to be there, but he can't get the clear past John Sandman, who skies it, and that's awkward for Kronovi. Not the best touch by him. John and Leth almost make contact on the sidewall, but they avoid it. Sunless, big clear straight down the middle. That might be on. It's just off the post, and John puts it wide. Getting very interesting now. The game's really stretched out. Comes so end to end. John Sandman's dribbled. Kronovi's put it past Sunless as well. He also gets it past Lethamyr. He's just dribbling the entire lobby here in random directions. Might need some help finding the goal though, because at the moment looks pretty safe for John and Leth. Well, the ball's in their corner. Not too threatening. They always have somebody ready to contend shots. Now it is getting a bit more difficult, but the shot by Leth is easily saved. Shot by Sunless rather. And Lethamyr, oh wow! Did I just jinx it? Well, that shot's not going to be easily saved. Kronovi perhaps expecting this one to hit the crossbar, but it's really dipped an awful lot, and it's gone in after minor contact. Great shooting by Lethamyr, just like Kronovi earlier on in this game. And we're completely level once again. Now that's a big change. Kick off from Kronovi and Sunless with synergy. Lethamyr intercepts the backward play. But for once, Kronovi and Sunless had a chance after a kickoff. That's a good sign moving forward. But oh dear, look at this from Lethamyr. What a shot! Off the wall. Kronovi's been outdone once again. Not ready for the quality of shots that Lethamyr is actually able to bring towards the end of this game. Great pass stays left, acknowledging John Sandman's contribution. They might be about to make this even harder for Sunless and Kro. Yes, they will. Sunless, this time the one not respecting Lethamyr's shooting potential. He just wants to stay close enough to pressure Lethamyr. He doesn't want to give Lethamyr space to start a dribble, but also don't want to get too close that he can't get back and save a booming shot. That's the only type of shot Lethamyr's been doing this game. Kronovi reacts well to Sunless whiff. 34 seconds left in this game. It's another awkward shot from Sunless. John Sandman with a follow-up, but that might actually bring Sunless into the game. No, it's actually Lethamyr beating him to it, and on the rebound. Kronovi, low boost. Does get the ball clear. John Sandman sends it right back into the box. It's inside the final 20 seconds here. Kronovi and Sunless had the lead, but it is long gone. Sunless looking for a demo onto Lethamyr. Can't find it. Now into the final 10. It looks like John and Leth are about to move ahead by 2-1. Can Sunless keep it alive? Yes, he can. That's 1 second left on the clock. When himself and Kronovi finally put the ball into the back of the net. Can they keep it up for a 0-second opportunity though? I don't think they can. John Sandman's kept it low enough, and that'll be himself and Lethamyr moving ahead 3-2 in the grand finals.
Another huge thanks to calculated.gg for the tournament stats. Remember to give them some love and support for all they do.
This is it for Kro and Sunless. 2 games in a row are necessary if they want to win this tournament, or will they be falling to Lethamyr and John Sandman for a second time? Kronovi trying to fly ahead here. He's got Lethamyr in an awkward position. Make it 2 awkward positions, and there's a follow-up from Sunless. Confident stuff to open the scoring. Lethamyr in a panic after he saw Kronovi's pre-flip. John Sandman close, but not close enough to this scene as it all fell apart around them. Early goal for Sunless and Kro. Can they keep it up? They've been struggling to maintain their leads this series. Lethamyr and John have just been more efficient with their possessions, creating so many chances every time they get the ball. It's forcing Kronovi and Sunless into multiple difficult saves, multiple awkward challenges, this being one of them, but Sunless does well. Kronovi with the quick follow-up to prevent Lethamyr from controlling the ball. Early dodged by Kro. Self and Sunless are grouping up a little bit here. They want to be careful not to do that. That's one thing that overall John and Leth have had their number on. One thing that Sunless and Kro will be looking out for is more panics from John Sandman. If they're ever going to occur, you'd expect it to be when they're on match point. But so far, it's been none of that. It's routine play from John and Leth. Good pressure by both. It's starting to look a bit dodgy for Kronovi and Sunless. This is a position they've conceded from numerous times this series, and they have not had too many counterattacks because John and Leth are not diving in for these center balls. Kronovi sending a shot high into the bar. Lethamyr puts a touch on it anyway. Sunless misses the open net. And there was only part of the net open, but still an opportunity gone astray. John Sandman shuts down Kronovi's opportunity. Kronovi can't make contact with Lethamyr. That might have actually been on target had he done so. Now here comes Leth, where he's been most dangerous. He's not going to be too dangerous in that position. Sunless has taken him completely out of the game. Kronovi rebound, 2-0. And that is exactly what Sunless needs to do. Anytime he can trade himself for Lethamyr, he's going to be profiting, because Kronovi in a 1v1 with John Sandman is going to be the favourite. Of course, he was almost a favourite in a 1v3 with John Sandman's team back in the day. Now, I think John's a much different player from those days. Certainly not on Kronovi's level. Kronovi's done really well again. He's got the ball past both blue team players. They're going to be recovered by the time he arrives in their half. But now their boost is gone. Leth and John getting a taste of their own medicine here. Are they going to be able to handle the pressure? John Sandman. Early flick. Does not want to get dunked on, and that's a really great idea. The only way they were going to get scored on there is if he does get big tackle on his dribble. Inside the second half of the game, Crow and Sunless have yet to concede. Are they going to make this like game 3, where they just continue adding to their collection of goals right until the very end of the match? Lethamyr trying to bring it down, but I think Crow's got his boost again. John Sandman not able to beat Sunless to the ball. Sunless is out of boost though. Here comes Kronovi, a high rebound, not much boost left, and he's actually not able to put the shot on target as a result of that. And suddenly, Lethamyr and John on the counter-attack, Leth off the post. Kronovi quickly turns around, and he's going to flick it early to make sure John's not rushing in and challenging him. Sunless and Crow have got to be careful not to overextend like that. They don't need another goal as much as it would be nice to get one. Sunless battling with Leth at the near post, and now he's got John to contend with. He does well. Goal side challenge to keep the scoreline at 2-0. Clean sheet for Sunless and Crow, but is it going to stay that way? Here comes John, straight down the middle. Lethamyr's ran ahead of him, maybe looking for a pre-jump interception, or a bump onto Crow. And here he is again. Close range rebound, plays it slow, and Crow goes straight through the ball. Sunless with the redirect. That's going to be 3-0. And it is looking a lot like game 3 of the series. Brilliant save by Crow as he was respawning. Needed to be so careful with that. There was the mind game option for Leth, as well as the quick shot. So Crow puts himself between the ball and the near post, thus blocking both of the lines of attack that Lethamyr had available to him. Leth gets one demo, but he can't find the second one. Now here's Sunless trying to bring the ball down, keep it under control. Anything but giving it away at this point is a win for them. Again, Sunless keeping things in their own hands in the final minute. He's always quick to look for bumps, especially if it's onto Lethamyr. John Sandman, 1v1 is Sunless. Misses his flick. Sunless shows him how it's done. Lethamyr only able to air dribble it as far as Kronovi before he gets dunked on. It's still 3-0. John and Sunless have been shut out, just like game 3 where they were absolutely annihilated. This game 6 is starting to look very similar. Now the worrying thing for Leth and John is after that game 3 where they were beaten so badly, Crow and Sunless were able to back that up with another win for themselves. Now if that happens in this position, that would just be the tournament win for Crow and Sunless Can, and then we'll probably see half-an-hour documentary on Sunless's channel about how he won his first ever Rocket League tournament. But it's not confirmed yet. It's another 5-0, but they still need one more game. John and Leth will need to go back to the drawing board before the ace match, because this one thoroughly belonged to Kronovi and Sunless Can.
Hayden Press says, remember, one of your soccer balls should be a size 4 and the other a size 5. Always feel free to ask a doctor if you are unsure. Rather be safe than sorry.
Scripted as always. Into game 7 we go. The two best teams of the tournament, by far, take it all the way in the grand final. But who is going to have the confidence? Who's going to have the focus to win when it matters most? Lethamyr diving in early. John Sandman testing Sunless, but Sunless is really stepping up. Not just this game, but in the last one as well. Keeps things tied up in the back. John and Leth are really close together here. Wanted to play an aggressive game number 7. Maybe they've decided that a bit too passive in game 6, and that's what allowed Crow and Sunless to run away with it. John It's a soft touch towards Sunless. Can't get it past him. Sunless bringing the ball down, and he's done that so well in the last few games. Look at this play by Sunless. Oh my days! He takes it past John effortlessly and almost makes it look as easy with a perfect flick in the near post over Lethamyr. 1-0, and that'll be 6 goals in a row for Kro and Sunless. Actually 7 if you include the very last minute goal they got in game 5 to keep their hopes alive. Pre-jump off the back ball by Sunless. He's popping off at the perfect time. What are Leth and John going to have to say about this? The most dangerous thing for Kro Sunless is that if they do concede a goal, Leth and John's kickoffs have been pretty scary, so it would be easy to concede multiple in a row. Now here is a scary opportunity. John and Leth starting to pound the backboard. Kro and Sunless backed up into a corner, but they're fighting their way out of it with Boost in the back corner being controlled. Linking up in defense for a clear. But that's a missed pinch from Kro. He's actually flip resetted on the ball and kept it away from John though. Really nice recovery there. Good realization that he even had a flip reset there. John trying to play his clear sideways, bring Lethamyr into the play, and he's actually beaten Kronovi to an aerial. You wouldn't expect to see that. Now himself and Leth on the counter attack. John backing off though. Himself and Leth are both going to have to retreat. Sunless sends them back into their half. Mind game by John. That might actually be better that he missed this, as Lethamyr gets a huge clear. Now Sunless and Kronovi looking a little bit hesitant, but oh dear, Lethamyr missing a first touch. A little chip that should have been a routine play has gone over his head, but even after that, he still gets both Kronovi and Sunless out of the game momentarily. Demo into John Sandman in the recovery. Makes it a pretty short-lived defensive play as we approach half-time still. No goals for Leth and John in what's about the past 9 minutes of gameplay now. It's been all Kronovi and Sunless can in the final minutes, and what a step up by Sunless. He's not really been struggling with Lethamyr like he was early in this series, but that might be about to change. Lethamyr put it past him there. Kronovi sweeps it up. John coming in to get involved, and he will need to be involved. That's a good pass down the line towards Lethamyr, who's run out of boost. I'm sure it would have been a better shot if he had some. Sunless quickly down the line, runs into John, who's just spawned there. John doesn't want to be taking himself out of the game too much. That's a great bump though. Look at the recovery by John Sandman. Lethamyr shot top corner, and it's all set up by John, who immediately, as soon as he realized he was out of the game, turns off that ball cam and looks for Sunless to start the bumps going. The shot from Leth was perfect. With a minute and 45 left, we are completely even. The next goal could be the tournament winner. Who knows, maybe we're destined for overtime. That would only be fair after such a close series. Very back and forth stuff here. Will it be a big play, or will it be a misplay that ends it all? That is not the best play by Sunless. Lethamyr open net, and he's put it wide. That could have been it. John Sandman, oh my goodness. He just goes straight over the top of Sunless can from miles back, and Kronovi can't get the save on the goal line. What a play by John, straight down the middle. He just doesn't give a monkey's how many players are in front of him, where his teammate is. He just wants to score the winning goal. Lethamyr, after the open net missing, thanks to John for saving him, because that would have been an absolute nightmare. But that had been the last goal. Great save by Leth, though. It's still putting in a lot of work to get this win. Inside the final minute, missed by Sunless, saved by Kro. He's going to clear it towards the blue goal. He's up for the rebound. It's off target. Sunless with the follow-up, saved by Lethamyr. And that could have been Kronovi with the equalizer, but he's missed his chances. Actually, John and Sunless are stepping up here. Kronovi keeps it out, but John looking for the follow-up. He's hit a shot off the bar. Sunless tackled by Lethamyr. Inside the final 40 seconds. Lethamyr in a bit of an awkward spot. Boost is running out. Sunless and Kro run into each other. Will they get another clean opportunity? This is not a bad one for Kro. Flip reset. Shot down low. Saved by Lethamyr. The dunk by Kro's off target as well. And that was so close. But Lethamyr has put in some fantastic saves. Kronovi with a down bounce read. 10 seconds left. It's everything in the kitchen sink being thrown at John and Lethamyr. But that might be it. That shot off target could just seal it for John and Leth. 3-1. That is the tournament win. There's no way for Kro and Sunless to come back. And well played by Lethamyr and John Sandman. The defense of Leth in the final few plays is absolutely outstanding, and the goal that put them in front came from John Sandman as well. Kronovi and Sunless tried their best. They played a fantastic offensive game at the end there, but it just wasn't enough. GG's. And John Sandman and Lethamyr are your Grand Champion Finals. What did I just say? Grand Champion Finals. Grand Finals champions. Oh, for goodness sake.
Garrett Mattox says, "Save the balls, brothers," and Brandon Hessler said, "You'd be nuts to not check your balls. Check your balls." There you have it, everyone. John Sandman and Lethamyr are our Grand Champion Finals, and we can finally declare them the official unofficial greatest 2v2 team in the Rocket League YouTube world. Kronovi and Sunless Khan, second best in league play, and in the finals, could hardly have come closer. Thank you to both of these teams for being a part of this event. Remember to go check for their perspectives on all the series. Thank you Manscaped for supporting the event, and driving us towards this insane donation total. Our donation combined with theirs reaches at least $21,290 going to TCS, with time left to donate. Thank you all for donating, for watching, and for being a part of this community. This has been the Manscaped 10K. I am your host, and friend, Brian.